McDonald guy, or maybe she just assumed taxi. I don't know. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Mpwaga Toga, and to all my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for the continued love and support on my channel. To everybody who is new here, please do go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Also hit the notifications bell to notify every time I upload a new video. So guys, welcome to today's video. Welcome to today's story time. Let me just take here my fermented grape juice. I think I put a lot though. It seems like so much. Good. Let us start at the beginning. But also guys, right, I feel like at the end of this video I'm gonna need you guys to actually tell me if you feel like I actually did something, or no, not even like that I did something, but like if you guys actually feel like I did do what I personally think I didn't do. Do you hear me? So whatever you guys think, or whatever, if you feel like yeah, Mpwana, you actually did it, you can definitely tell me. Comment down below at the end of the video. So this is the story time of the time I almost, I'd like to say almost nearly could have, possibly did. I didn't, no man. I didn't. Possibly had a blesser. Yeah. You see, now I know the people who watch my channel like, well, you better start talking. Yeah, I better start talking, because let me tell you why I nearly had a blesser, right? So in I think I was 16. So in 2016, right, I was in grade 11 and it was all good, right? But also this was like the time where blessers was such a big thing, and if you were not with a blesser, then maybe you were like dating a taxi driver or things like that. Like those days was like, at that time a lot was happening, right? But also I was just like, I was single, you know, I didn't have a problem. Well, low-key had a little bit of a situation, but that's like a story for a different day. I'll tell you guys, like maybe after the story time I'll tell you why. That is another situation on its own. But yeah, like I was single, and you know, I remember, you know, just like not even being bothered by guys or by men. Like I just didn't care for anything like that. I was just chilled and stuff. And then one weekend we had to come back home, right? So that weekend when we're back home, I don't know what happened for my mom to decide, no man, you know what, Mpo, going forward sorry, she was like, going forward, nah man, you need to go start buying your own tuck. You need to go start going to the salon. You need to start going to the salon by yourself. And I didn't understand why that was happening, but at the same time I'm like, okay, I guess so, you know, because I was so used to doing everything with my mom. Like if I was going to the salon, I have my mom with me, and she would take me to the salon. When I'm done, I give her a call, she fetches me, and then when we go buy tag, I go with my mom. So I literally did every single thing with my mom, you know. And this time I guess it was just her way of telling me that I need to grow up and like stop relying on her so much. I would assume that that's what my mom was doing, and I was okay with it. I was like, okay, no, it's fine, you know, let's do it. I don't have a problem, it's fine. So you know, she gives me her card and she gives me her pen and she tells me, okay, fine, go buy tag by yourself. When you're done, you can give me a call and I will come fetch you. And I said, okay, fine. But also she didn't drop me off that day. She actually let me use the taxi, which I had never done by myself. So even that was just a new experience. And I'm like, I don't know, like, do you still want to be a parent? What's going on, man? Like, I don't get it. I don't get the way you were doing things today. I get on the taxi, I get to Pick and Pay, it's fine. You know, as I'm busy there, now I'm remembering how my mom does things, you know. They expire at a later stage and things like that, you know. So I'm looking there, okay, fine, I want apples, noodles, blah 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 blah. I'm just buying my tag. And then after that, as I'm about to leave Pick and Pay, this man comes to me and he's like on the shoulder. Now I'm a bit worried, but at the same time I'm thinking it's most probably somebody from church, you know. I didn't actually have a lot of friends from home at the time, you know, so I'm thinking maybe it's somebody who knows me from Kokreking and they just saw me. Maybe I missed them, I don't know. Heke jika right, mind you, I'm 16. So, and I'm like, hello. And so he's like, hi, how are you? I'm like, I'm good. And he's like, no, I'm good. My name is T, right? And I'm like, oh, hi, I'm Paul. Can I help you with something? You know, I'm even asking him, like, did I drop something? Like, did I leave my change? Because at a point in time when my mom was still sending me and I was still a bit, you know, she sent me one time in Kalavala change, and then but checkers had to chase me. So maybe I'm thinking, I did that again. And you know, he most probably was like, okay, I'll give it to her because I'm like right behind her or whatever. I don't know. But now I'm just like, you know, did I do something? And so he's like, no, hi, I'm T. And I'm telling him I'm Paul. And he's like, nah, man, you're just so pretty. I just wanted to, like, you know, speak to you for a little bit, if that's okay. And I'm like, well, I'm heading out, you know, I'm waiting for my mom's waiting for me outside, so I don't know if if you don't have a problem walking with me, then yeah, sure, let's do it. And he's like, okay, fine. So as we're walking, and you know, he's busy telling me about himself, like, you know, I'm in IT, I have a son, and I'm like, and then once I'm seeing that we're like closer to the door, I'm like, dude, man, say what you actually want to say, because if my mom sees me with you, she's not gonna look at me and say you are irresponsible. I send you one time and you come back out with an old man. What is your problem? He's like, oh, okay, no, you know what, I just wanted your number, you know, I wanted to get to know you for a little bit, if that's okay with you. And I'm like, yeah, sure, it's fine, whatever. I give him my number, I leave. On my way home, he texts me via WhatsApp, hey, it's T from Pick and Pay. It was so nice meeting you today. I really like you, like you're such a beautiful girl. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And then I ask him, like, Doug, wait, how old are you, right? And he's like, I'm 34. I'm like, yo. 34. I'm like, hey, he's pretty old. Like, you know, he's as old as some of my uncles, you know, so that's a bit weird. And he's like, how old are you? And I'm like, no, man, I'm 18. He's like, oh, cool. Yeah, I actually thought, you know, I was a bit worried that you were a bit younger than that. I'm like, no, I'm 18. You know, he's like, okay, cool. You know what? I'd love to take you out sometime. Are you available sometime next week, since you said your mom was waiting for you? And I'm like, I am in a boarding school. I'm only coming back home like 3 weeks from now. And he's like, there, you know, but it's not a problem. This is while we're texting, and while we're texting, I'm busy smiling. I'm pretty sure my mom is asking herself, like, you go to Pick and Pay, you're texting, like, you're smiling. What's going on? No, he's like, you know, I'm disappointed by that, but I can always wait for you to like get back and we can hang out and stuff. And I'm like, sure, not a problem. And so he's like, so if you're 18, I'm assuming that you're in grade 12, then you're like in matric. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, in matric. It's like, okay, cool, so you've got like a matric dance and stuff coming up soon. And I'm like, yeah, you know, some exciting stuff. Guys, I was in grade 11. I was still in grade 11, and I'm 2 years away from being 18. So I'm just here lying through my teeth. And I think the reason why I lied is because he was so pretty though. T was so pretty, like, yo, he was so pretty. He was like really tall, and then like he was a bit puff, like, you know, well built man, you know, and he had like really straight teeth. You know, I like a guy with a beautiful smile, and he has like really straight teeth. He's got a beautiful smile. Guys, I love a man with a beautiful smile because I have a beautiful smile. But yeah, I liked that about him. Like, but something about him was just like very nice and very
Tell him, yeah, it's only him.
So I liked that about him. But also T was very like really nice because any of my friends know, even my own mother knows, I'm like, a guy with nice sneakers, a guy who takes pride in the shoes that he wears is my type of man. Any day, trust me. So even that for me was something else that stood out, you know. But like, he smelled good as well. So I think there was like, those are just the little things that I picked up that made me actually lie to this guy and be like, yeah, I'm 18, I'm in matric dads. Galesus Kati, Mtada isn't grade 11, trigonometry is kicking my butt, and I'm just like, why you lie? But then it's fine, you know. We keep talking, we keep chatting over the phone. Like, as the weeks go by, as I go back to school, I don't even tell any of my friends about him. I did not tell anybody about this guy. I really didn't. And I think it was just one of those things where I was just a bit like embarrassed, because I'm like, first of all, not only is this guy way older than you, but you also lied to him about how old you are. So should anything happen, this poor man is actually going to get in trouble, and it's going to be your fault because you lied when you had the opportunity to tell the truth. Kids, please tell the truth. Like, I don't care what is happening. Kopela o bolele nnete. O ska botsa motho maka hore wena o na le 20, o itsipila hore you are 17. You get what I'm saying? So it was one of those situations where I can honestly say my fault, because I allowed him to pursue me under the, you know, under the pretense that I was older than I had initially said, older than I actually am. So what happens now is that, you know, the next weekend, obviously those weeks while I was at school, we're chatting, you know, and stuff like that, but I don't say anything to anybody. I don't tell my friends, I don't tell anyone. And then this guy then says to me, okay, you know, you're coming back this Friday, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know, you know, my weekends pretty much look the same, because every weekend I'm either, you know, getting my hair done, you know, you know, that's all I ever do, because literally I come back Friday, but also on Fridays my dad picks me up, and then we have to either go, there's like always something, there's like a meeting, or maybe, you know, rea bolong before rea high, so those type of things will take up my Friday. But Saturday is like designated for, you know, getting your hair done, buying tuck, or whatever else is needed. Sunday, you go to church. After church, you go change into your school uniform, and you're off to the bus. That was my life. So I'm explaining all of that to him, and he's like, okay, well, since last time I found you at Pick n Pay by yourself, what you can do this time, right, is ask your mom to allow you to go to Pick n Pay by yourself again, and then I can pick you up from there. You know, we can buy a tuck. After buying a tuck, we can go have our date, and then I can bring you back home. I don't know why I was not worried. I don't know why I was not scared that this guy said, I'm going to bring you back home, but I wasn't. I didn't even care that he said that. In my mind, I'm gonna be back home safe, so what's the problem? There isn't a problem. There really isn't a problem. Like, we are actually in a pretty good situation here. So I tell my mom, like, okay, you know, Friday evening, I tell my mom, like, oh babe, you know, what we did last time, I liked it. And she was like, yeah, I think it's about time you learned responsibility in terms of like how to spend, what to buy, what is important, what's not. And I'm like, I really like that. And so my mom said, okay, fine, if you liked it so much, you can do it again, you know, this weekend. Fine. So that morning I wake up and I tell him, that Saturday morning I wake up and I tell him, like, okay, I first need to go get my hair done. And then he's like, okay, do you need money for that? And I'm like, oh. Do I need money for that? Excuse me, what? I'm like, I have never in my entire life experienced a man. Ever since T, there's never been a guy who's ever been like, okay, I'm gonna send you money to do your hair, or I'm gonna send you money to do your nails, whatever the case. Nah, I do these things myself. So at that age, I was 16, and I'm here thinking that's what every guy is supposed to do, because here is this man who, you know, we're not even dating as yet, but in his mind, I need to take care of you. And I liked that, and I was like, oh. And I'm like, no, my parents already gave me money for that. He's like, okay, not a problem. And I said, okay, cool. So I go to the salon. I remember I has straight back. I wanted to do it because I'm thinking to myself, I need to go buy tag, and once I'm done buying tag, me and this guy need to go out. So, you know, whatever happens, we need to hurry. Gracie, I'm getting straight back. I'm gonna be a taxi. Oof, pick and pay. I think I pick and pay. I'm here. I'm okay. Give me 5 minutes. Get okay. How very 5 minutes he shows up. He's like, okay, fine. So what are you gonna do now? And I'm like, no, I'm going to buy tag. He's like, okay, cool. So now as we're walking around, it looks like I'm walking with like maybe like my brother or my uncle. It doesn't look like I'm walking with like a boyfriend, which doesn't necessarily scare me. I don't know why I was not scared or worried of like bumping into anybody who may know my parents, who could possibly say something. I don't know, man. I feel like in my mind now, as I think about it, I should have been worried. I should have been scared, but I didn't care. Hectic. I actually didn't care. But yeah, there we were, you know, we're walking around and stuff. And so, you know, once we get to the till, hey bo, I would depend like I'm like, oh. You know, he takes out his card, he pays 1.2, and I'm like, but then I didn't swipe my mom's card, so my mom is going to know for sure that something is up if her card, you know, it wants no activity took place. But I said I was going to buy tag, so I'm like, Blani, I need to go to the ATM. This was when Pick n Pay still had an Absa ATM. Yeah, I'm like, I need to go to the ATM, and he's like, why? I'm like, hey Pela, this card needs to work. If it doesn't, my parents are gonna know something is up. And so he's like, okay, fine, not a problem. I go, I take out 1.2. My mom on phone, hey, why won't you go to ATM? I'm like, no, I just wanted to, you know, keep like a cash, and then a salang I can take it for, you know, my, what do they call this thing, my pocket money. Yeah. And then I don't, oh, okay, sharp, oh hey, sharp. I don't offer but then because I know I McDonald's bill before I doing McDonald's. I don't, hey, okay, sharp. Okay, I don't know why McDonald's guy, or maybe she just assumed taxi. I don't know. But all of us were just doing our own things, man. I wish that was the case now, because now every move I make, I need to report. I wish. Yo. So, Hawa, it's fine. Me and T, you know, get in the car, we leave. I haven't forgot where we went that day to actually eat and just like spend time together. Where were we? I think we went to Spur. Yeah, we went to Spur here by Welcome Corner. We go to Spur, and as we're sitting there, you know, ordering, oh, it's all nice. So now he's asking me like, why don't you get like a cocktail or like a bottle of savana? I'm like, oh no, I don't drink alcohol. I'm like, no, I don't drink alcohol, you know. I've tasted it, and this one I had the phone. Now where go guy? Hekilo was colo. Get I got the midday 54. Nah, but you know, I'm like, no, you know, I don't drink alcohol, so. You know, and he's like, oh cool, I like that. And I'm like, oh, thank you. He's like, okay, cool. We eat, you know, we're conversating, and he's telling me about his family and like what happened between him and his baby mama. And I'm even asking him like, so she won't have a problem with like you being in a relationship with me and stuff? And he's like, nah bro, like, you know, as long as I can weekend there, if weekend there I can spend in I can have that. And I'm like, oh okay, cool, not a problem. But then something hits me like, Ish, bro, just tell this guy the truth, man. And I'm like, Ish, can I tell you something? And I'm like, Ish, I lied. You lied. I lied. I'm not 18. I'm not okay. I'm 16 at age. Yeah, like, you know, I really thought you were nice, and so when you said you were 34, I thought maybe I could like, you know, give you an evening and I hold you so that you wouldn't like run off and stuff like that. And he says to me, Joe, now nunzong katla, go one go pick and play the katla, so I'll not go get
Kwamnandi, Ibo kwafuleka, Ibo kwa.
I was so happy. I was so excited. I'm like, oh my god, you still want me? And so I'm like, are you sure? Like, is it? And I'm busy asking like, oh sure, he's like, sure, Joe, sure, like, be la, you know, you mature the way you speak, yeah. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. He's like, yeah. Anyway, you know, let me take you back home so that my house got my guy was away. I'm okay, cool. Sharp. We get in the car. He takes me home. In full gating. Yeah. Give a little like. Who will the lady who used to work at my house? Yeah. I was so glad because I'm like, yo, if it was my mom, not the lady who worked here, I don't know what I put her willing man banko guy. I was like, I don't get it. You get me? So I'm like, Shapo, I I think when he gets home, he sends me a text. He's like, you know, the text does some, I don't care that you are 16. I like you so much, and I really see myself with you. Kya smile like he happy. Border T, what the IT? I was happy. I'm like, yeah, as it should be. As it should be. Shapo, the weeks continue along, you know, every time I go buy my taco or whatever, I'm calling this guy. But now we're not necessarily in a relationship because he hadn't said to me, will you be my girlfriend as yet? Right? And all of this happened within a span of 2 months. Right? So yeah, 2 months. So I think, yeah, within a span of 2 months. And then late September, I don't know what was happening in Pretoria where my mom and I were leaving together, but I also don't know why. But something was happening in Pretoria at my cousin's house. I think at Lethabo's house, or maybe at my grandmother's house. I'm not sure. But I remember Retoko Evergreen, right? Oh, Nirleko Evergreen. As we're walking into Evergreen, we see like this very young girl with this very old man, right? Mama Kawabon, Arabon. Guys, I kid you not, I was just there like, and then now I have to agree with my mom because if I don't agree or if I disagree or if I don't say anything, she's gonna ask me why I'm not saying anything, you know. And I'm just like, that's a my game. Yeah. I'm agreeing like, how dare you, young lady, walk around with this old man. And my thing is there, we're not even questioning if it's like someone and her dad. That's my problem. It's like automatically we just saw and knew, you know what, that is not her dad. Like she's here with, you know, bless her. So every time I'm going, we're heading to Kolota's shop. We are speaking, and so my mom then brings it up like, hey, what's if I give Manolane we should take it. And I'm like, hey, what's it? And the mom says, nah, I never want to ever hear of a situation where you are doing something like that, because I want to say green kamwai. Yo, I felt so bad. Like I actually felt so terrible, and I'm just there like and I'm so I can go kwa ukitimshana le bana ba bagolo or go bona ukitimshana le bana ba bagolo ka baka la taba tsa chelete, because ka mo ga e ka mo ha ona to e tlhoka mpho a kere or ke bolela maka. And I'm like, yeah, you're definitely not lying, because there actually is nothing that I'm lacking, or like there's nothing that I'm not getting at home that I feel like a man with money would give me, you know. So when my mom said that, yo, it hit me and I felt so terrible. And I remember texting T like, we need to talk sharp. Hey Shabu, I tell him like, no, you know what, I had a conversation with my mom. She doesn't know about you, but I had a conversation with her and it hit me because of what she was saying, and it made me realize just like how wrong our relationship is, because I actually do get everything from home, you know, and the fact that while I'm with you I get to save a lot of money, but there's nothing that I'm lacking at home. Like, you can't take me to McDonald's or take me to Spur, Okare, it's the first time gay and I've never been there. Like, literally, this is what we do at home, you know. During the week, or well, in my case, like a weekend, when I come home and nobody wants to cook, it's a Friday, nobody wants to cook, we're gonna go to McDonald's, or we're gonna buy McDonald's, we're gonna go to Spur, you know, we're gonna go to Ocean Basket. Like, you are literally not showing me anything that I don't already know, right? And that is exactly what my mom was pointing out as well in the car. Like, there is nothing that an older man could possibly give you that you don't get from home, because you've never asked for money and we've said no. You've never asked for anything new and we've said no, right? And I think also because at that time, it was at the time where my dad still used to travel a lot for work. So my dad would go to places like China and Paris, and he would come back with things for us. And so here I was getting things that are coming from like abroad. And so just like, you know, my mom has a point, you know. It hit me and I felt terrible, and I told T, I'm like, you know what, we can't, shit, we really can't continue on this thing of like us going on dates, you know, and you know, you buying my tuck and stuff like that. My parents give me the money to buy tuck because they actually have it. So, you know, this is just not making sense anymore for me. And he's like, okay, cool, I hear you, you know, it was nice knowing you, I really liked you, I hope that we could have been something. Guys, such a heartfelt message. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm so sorry, you know. And he's like, okay, cool. So at that time, obviously, still, like, he hadn't said to me he would be my girlfriend. I think he was still trying to finesse the situation, still trying to finesse the hand, see what the hand is thinking. Can I ask this girl out? Will she say yes? Can I take her out and stuff like that? You know, so that was the situation at hand. And then, like, guys, I think it was like, that was okay, sharp. Then, you know, we left that whole situation, and then I went like a whole 2 months just like not seeing this guy, not speaking to him, whatever the case may be, right? Footy on my WhatsApp, all I did was just delete our chat. I never deleted his number, I didn't block him, nothing, right? So I still had everything of his, I still had his contact information, we were all good. Okay, so late October, you know, now it's been about a month since T and I, you know, stopped seeing each other or having our little dates or whatever you want to call it. It's been about a month. And so I remember that weekend. Was it a weekend? I think so. No, it was during the week. I just don't know why we were at home, but I was home, right? And so my dad and I woke up that morning and we had to go get our IDs. My dad, because his he still had the green book, and so he wanted the card, right? And then me, I just didn't have an ID at the time. And guys, when I tell you, like, I woke up that morning trying to get my brows together. I don't even know what I was doing, because my brows on my ID picture are so funny. Like, guys, this at that age, this was not possible. This that you are seeing now, shame, I could not do at that age. But I was attempting, because, you know, I've always liked, you know, the makeup side of things and being pretty and whatever. And so I woke up that morning, I attempted to do my brows, you know, put on some lip gloss, wanting to look pretty and whatever. Ooh. And so we wake up that morning, we go get our IDs done. I think we got there at like 7. It was pretty packed, but my dad, being who he is and knowing the people that he knew, or having known the people that he knew at the time, he spoke to one of the guys there, and next thing you know, they were just calling us in. And I'm not gonna lie, I was happy about that. I was excited about that, because I'm like, as it should be. That line, When I saw that line, I was like, what? Who's supposed to stand in this line for that long? Yo? It was so long. It was like, I mean, obviously we were still in front, but the line was just too long for my liking. Personally, I was just like, this line is too long. No. So, you know, we get our IDs done. My dad has to go to a meeting. He gets a call. You know, there's a meeting that you need to get to with this person, right? He's gonna be there in 30 minutes. And so from Home Affairs Go Alexander, we went to Sandton. I don't even remember where we were in Sandton that day, but we went to Sandton. When we get to Sandton, we're sitting at some rooftop and we're waiting for this guy to come, and he's like running like 45 minutes late himself. And I'm like, you could have taken me home and came back, honestly. But now, before that guy gets here, or before that man gets here, right, as we're sitting there, guys, I kid you not, at the corner of my eye, I see T. Woo! My heart sank. Oh no! I could not believe what was happening. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Why are you here? I was so scared. Even the way he said, I think it's because he actually noticed me. This guy goes and sits behind my dad, like the table next to us. So he sits behind my dad. No. He was facing me, right? My dad is facing me. I'm facing my dad. But if I do this a little, I can see T. And if he does this a little, he can see me. I am worried. I am scared. I cannot believe my eyes. I'm like, why are you here, guys? And as we're sitting there, like, as we're waiting, you know, for this man to come who's late for the meeting, T decides that he's gonna stand up and he's gonna like come stand around us to have a smoke. He moves from where he's sitting. Instead of having a smoke right there, he stands up and he passes right there, and that cologne hits me. Poof! I'm like, you still smell good. But where are you going? Like, he gets up and he passes by our table to go outside. Not even outside, to go stand like at the balcony and like have his hands over that silver bar situation there. Yo, I'm thinking to myself, if he says anything to my dad, if he comes here and greets me and my dad is here, what am I going to do? T, being the mature man that he is, he just comes, you know, he has his smoke. After that, he leaves and goes back to his table, takes out his MacBook, and he just does his thing, man. And the whole time I'm just like, that guy comes who's late for the meeting. This meeting goes on for about an hour and a half, and I'm just sitting there bored out of my mind. And I'm like, if only I could. If only I could. I really would. Like, I would get up here, come sit with you and just like talk to you. But I can't. I have to sit here and wait for my dad to get done. And I'm just waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And we go home, right? So once we get home, I text him. I'm like, bro, I don't know if I'm the one who can't see clearly, but I'm pretty sure that was you. I just went sent it. Like, yeah, I was thinking of coming to tell that man you were with that, you know what, this one, bruh, as pretty as she is, as nice as she is, she doesn't want men like us, you know, mature grown men like us. And I'm like, I was sitting with my dad. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Then I guess I did a good thing by not coming to your table. I'm like, you definitely did. And he's like, okay, cool, nah, it was good seeing you today, you look good. I'm like, nah, you look good too. He's like, all right, cool, can I take you out? And I'm like, unfortunately for you, my baby, you can't. And I'm like, I still stand by me saying I, you know, don't feel very comfortable with this. Yes, I lied in the beginning, but I don't feel very comfortable with this situation and I don't want to do it, and I'm so sorry. And he's like, okay, cool, nah, it was worth a shot. I'm like, okay, cool. It's like, all right, I'll see you around. I'm like, I'll see you around too. And that was the end of me and T. Can you guys actually believe that ever since that encounter. I've actually never seen T around ever since 2016. If anything, I think he moved away from here. You know, maybe he lives somewhere else, you know, with the tech money that he was making. Maybe he lives elsewhere, you know. But yeah, guys, that is the time where I feel like I almost had a placer, only because we weren't necessarily in a relationship. Even though, yes, this guy, you know, did my hair a couple of times and helped me tuck a couple of times, but we actually weren't together like that. It's just one of those situations where it is just one of those situations where I dipped my toes into something and, you know, had a conversation with my mom, unintentionally so, and after that conversation it actually made me realize, like, nah, you don't want this for yourself, you really don't. And yeah, you know, that's what happened. Comment down below if you think that I did have a placer, or if you think that I didn't have a placer. I think I didn't have a placer, low-key, high-key, hoping it doesn't qualify or it doesn't count, but it's fine. I really hope you guys did enjoy today's video and today's story time. I will see you in my next one. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. We're a growing family over here, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.